So we now proceed with the neatening and adding little features here and there, the last details of this little bear. This is something you can do with even a stone if you want it to be smoother, bearing in mind these images from heraldry artwork quite often don't have any hair or any texture on these creatures. So, but I like to add a little bit of movement, even if it's not hair by hair. You will notice I don't do any fine hair work on this. It's just movement in the burr. You will notice that the engraving is looking duller where I am using the smaller diamond on it, and that is because the original burr that I used to fill in the large areas and to start engraving relatively deeply, that was a very coarse diamond, a sintered diamond burr. Large, coarse, sintered diamond. So it was producing that very bright, scratchy effect. I really like it. It is quite effective, but in this case, I'm just toning it all down and blending it out and getting rid of the outlines with the smaller burr, which just happens to be one that is not quite as coarse. There will still be areas that the coarseness will show through. You will notice perhaps that I have gone over the banner ever so slightly. This is quite a fun effect. It gives it a bit of a 3D effect. Don't worry, I will be neatening up the points with a much smaller diamond a little bit later on. It's quite a kind of naive design, this sun. Here I have a Dura white, a very old one, in the drill, and I'm just wafting over some of the clear glass areas that I want to kind of bring to the surface, and then I will be polishing back again to make them a little bit dull. But as you know, I don't want any clear glass in between some of these areas. Something that needs to be solid. I don't want to see clear glass. So you can see the light is perhaps picking up some of the depths. Right, I've put the artwork back behind and I have angled the light above and behind so that it can come in to the glass so that I can see the image a lot clearer. And obviously all I'm doing is simply tracing these little motifs with a normal pen. This is not a permanent marker. And these little motifs obviously have probably got a fancy heraldic name to describe them. I don't know it, so for me they are little motifs. Yeah, very, very basic. I know they are not the right shape, but clearly I'm going to make them somewhat more like the original shape. I have got a small round Dura White, and I'm starting in the middle and flicking out and flicking down, and then doing the little dots. Don't worry if it's a little bit uneven, because that can be sorted out and neatened up later on. The reason that I'm flicking up and down and sideways is because you start off with a thicker area, and by flicking out, it flicks to a much smaller point. Of course, what the Dura White is doing, it is pre-polishing. It is a pre-polisher, that's what it's meant to do. In other words, it's smoothing out the area, which is letting the light pass through again, which is making the glass look darker again, and of course waiting to be polished with a rubber to make it even darker. Doing the same to the collar and the eye. This burr is running at a very slow speed. There's absolutely no need to use it at a high speed. It can actually burn the glass and produce a really strange chipped effect. I'm just letting it pick up the edges where I have gone deep. So any little chippy bits on the edges, as you know, this will sort them out really easily. Every odd fold of this fabric is dark, of course. If you can remember, it was white and red, and so that converts to dark and light in grayscale. So this is easily done by using the Dura White. And then, of course, polishing. Right, here I am starting with the polishing using the very, very small rubber. Again, these are not looking that neat, but don't worry about it at the moment. Do not run the rubber very fast, of course, especially when it's long like this, because it will easily flip and spin off and break off. noticed yet that at the bottom of that front leg, the one nearest us, it is actually missing one of these little motifs. I will be adding it later. So here, polishing this little fabric fold. I obviously needed to fix something there. I have a soft grey rubber in the drill now, and I'm just very lightly running over areas where I just want to touch up the polishing. Okay, so sharpening this little rat's tail, flattening the top, taking it down to some fresh diamond on the edges, and then just adding in some detail. I've actually dipped my finger in water. You can see it's gone darker. And I'm just flicking bits of water onto the engraving, which just makes it a little bit easier. That, of course, is just a very, very tiny diamond, which is just defining the little toes. Yeah, okay, they're not toes, well, the claws. And finally I noticed the little missing motif. So using this tiny little diamond, I am able to define the shape of these motifs. Just the soft grey rubber again, and just taking it along the bottom of the lighter folds. Signature time, as always. And there you have it. One family crest on a lovely crystal tankard. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Take care. Bye for now.